Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. You know, I've seen a bunch of videos on this topic, and I thought I would sort of add my 2 cents. And I don't know that I've really put in the thought to give a good answer, but at any rate I thought I would engage it. And that is, what would you do if they came knocking to confiscate your firearms? Now, this conversation is basically, in my opinion, nothing more than fear-mongering, right? But thinking of things in an extreme sort of way, I don't know that that's a waste of time. But man, look at what would have to happen for that to occur. Now, one thing I will say for sure, that if that dark day ever came, that a government entity would stand outside my door, knock on that door to confiscate my firearms, it would truly be a dark day in this nation as far as the idea of liberty. A lot of things would probably have to take place before that occurs. It's something that would not sneak up on you, okay? You would know about it. You would know. Well, what would have to take place for something like that to occur? Well, you see, it could be that the pro-gun segment of the nation just turns out to be on the losing end of a political argument or debate. And that would be sad times, but that would be, so to speak, the will of the people. Then we would not have any other choice but to surrender the firearms. But what if? What if the government disregarded the ability of the people and the will of the people? What if the government decided to turn against the citizenry? Because you see, that is by definition what I think that the Second Amendment was established. And that is a guarantee that the citizens would have a means to protect itself from threats from both outside and within our nation. It's my opinion that the Second Amendment is that ultimate check and balance guarantee to the people against the government turning against them. Can you imagine the debate that would have to go on to repeal the Second Amendment? To wipe it off the books? That just could not happen overnight. And if it did, there would be a lot of turmoil in this nation. Think of the logistics that it would have to go into place to go to all the different firearm owners in this country and confiscate their weapons. Now, I'm sure it would first look like, okay, you people, take your guns to town hall and turn them in. It could also look like the government using state and local government to provide the manpower to try to get some of these things done. Boy, then you would have to look at the individuals that are in local law enforcement, state, federal, employees that would be put into that position. many of them, I would imagine, would be supporters of the Second Amendment. Certainly would be a time of turmoil and division. You know, I tell people all the time that you got exactly what government you deserve, because you have exactly what government that we have voted into place. That's why politics are important. And it's not a matter of partisanship, but it's a matter of looking at the people and making sure that our representatives represent us. Because unless the unless the government does turn completely on there in some kind of ambitious coup to become a dictatorship of some type, then what we're really talking about is whether or not we're involved enough. So in many situations, or in many cases, I think it's almost impossible for that to happen, for that to occur. But I do think that it's a very effective fear-mongering tool, used in a partisan way, okay, that doesn't actually look at the problems that we've had in the past, honestly, and what parties has taken part in those deteriorations of our Second Amendment. So my long answer is it depends. I will say one thing, that under any circumstances, if the day should ever arrive that armed men come to my door to confiscate my firearms, I love my family and I don't intend to leave them. And I'm not going to lock my door in an attempt to engage government troops in order to save my guns. I'll get other guns somehow. There'll be a lot to say and do if times like that should ever come around. You can't help your cause or your family if you're shot dead in your living room. Now, whether you are killed or whether you are taken, one thing for sure is you will be gone. You will be away from your family. They will not have you. And you will have to make that decision on whether you think that juice is worth the squeeze. Okay? I would have to think in such dire times, they knock on my door, me and my guns and my family are gone. But at any rate, interesting topic. Lots of tentacles to it. But I appreciate your time. Thank you. And remember to shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.